Sit comfortably on your mat and just feel your sitting bones in the ground. Your palms can rest on your thighs or your knees, and maybe just acknowledge where your pelvic floor is. You can imagine a shape of a diamond. So you've got the front and back corners and the sides, which are more like the sitting bone sides. And even take a few moments to just kind of shuffle front and back or side to side to feel that pelvic floor on the ground. When you feel like you've kind of gotten awareness of where the center of your pelvic floor is, just sit up nice and tall. You can shrug your shoulders up to your ears and then back down a couple of times to release any stiffness you might be holding on to. Let yourself relax. Take a big breath in through your nose, filling all the way up, and hold it at the very, very, very tippy top. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Part your lips, sigh it out, let go. Just settle in and close your eyes, or maybe gently tuck your chin into your chest. Have a hazy gaze at the floor if closing the eyes does not feel comfortable at this point in time. We're going to focus on just our breath and becoming more present in this space. So if you can, breathe in and out of your nose. And I'd like the start of the inhale, kind of 3 counts, starting by filling up your belly. And then filling up your ribs, your side bodies, filling that expansion. And then filling up in the lungs. And exhaling in reverse direction, so out of the lungs. Exhaling out of the ribs, the side body, deflating all the way, then all the breath out from the belly. Again, you breathe in through your nose into the belly, filling it rise, the side bodies widen and expand, and then filling up your lungs, your chest with that breath, letting your heart rise just a little, then breathing out from the lungs, the side body, and the belly. Just breathe like that a few more times on your own, making sure your breathing rhythm starts to slow down. As you slow down your breath, it's not slowing down the depth of breath, so that breath is deep. And see if you can keep a little pause at the top of the inhale, just holding your body, your vessel, full of that air, that nourishing oxygen. Also, sustaining breath will just help you with breathing in general before letting it all go again. Sitting tall, take one more cycle of breath, and when you breathe in, feel the pelvic floor slurp up. It's like you're slurping up from the ground through a straw, still filling up from belly to side body to lungs and holding. And when you let go, exhale out the same way, eventually softening your pelvic floor back to a relaxed state. Nice. You can finish off that breath. Gently blink open your eyes and take your palms to the ground beside you. Flip your palms to the outer edges. Roll your shoulders down. Sit nice and tall. Pull your belly to spine. And on an inhale, slowly sweep your arms up overhead. Just feeling the side body stretch, your heart slightly lift. And then flip your palms to the backs touch. Exhale the breath out. Nice, slow, and steady all the way back to the ground. And just like that, about 3 more times. Inhaling all the way up. Touching the backs of the hands, exhaling all the way, fingertips softly touching the ground. Breathing in, pulling the belly in, lifting the heart. Softening when you let go. Inhale to the top. Touch the backs of the hands, exhale to the bottom. And this time we're gonna hold at the top, so inhale, sweep it all the way up. Nice, and on your exhale, cactus your arms wide. Still pulling the navel to spine, elbows in line with your shoulders. Flare those fingertips wide, like you can let light beams shine out, let more space in between the webbing. Pull your elbows back just a little so you can stretch the forearms, open the heart. Maybe you bring your chin slightly upward, keep rooted in your sit bones, the pelvic floor on the ground. Nice. Now keep your gaze up. When you inhale, reach up, bring your palms together overhead, Tadasana. Maybe look up and see your hands. And exhale, bring your thumbs to your heart. Maybe bow your chin into your chest and close your eyes one more time. Soften your shoulders. Take a couple deep breaths here. you can set an intention for your practice for this time on the mat today. Maybe that's just being aware of the type of habits you carry with you. It's always, always so good to check in. We are creatures of habit, so those habits can be both positive and negative, especially checking in with your self-inner dialogue. When you have an awareness of that, that's where you can start to make change. So take one more deep breath in through your nose and really fill all the way to the top and hold that breath in. Hold that breath in with some of that awareness of habits. And knowing you have the capacity to change, open your mouth, sigh it out. Maybe a little promise to yourself to change any habits that you want to change, you've been wanting to change. Nice. Now open your eyes, inhale, reach for the sky one more time. And twisting to your right with an exhale, bringing your front palm to anchor on your knee, your back palm to anchor behind you, tent your fingers in the ground. Little twist to your right inner thigh. And sitting nice and tall, so the tail to crown, and then bringing that awareness all the way up above you, something deeper into your practice. Hitting this gentle twist, maybe you take your chin and your gaze past your shoulder, behind you. One more inhale, maybe getting a little taller, spreading the ribs, the side body as you lift, and twisting just a tad bit more with that exhale breath. And inhale through center, reaching your arms overhead, again up to the sky, those mountain arms. This time twist to your left in the same direction I am with your exhale. The other side, sitting tall, anchoring with the front palm and anchoring with the back. Want this full deep breath, slight holds at the top. Let your heart open as you twist a little deeper, chin back towards the shoulder. One more breath in, spread the side bodies a little wider, a little taller. Twist just a little deeper, use your exhale to guide you there. Nice, inhale through center, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Nice, we're gonna reach the palms out to the sides of the mat. So just off from the hips, and slowly bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, and feel that stretch in your left arm, as well as the shoulder, the neck. You're welcome to bring your other hand over, a little self-massage, or just leave it grounded and just feel the full expression here as you reach. You can start to take your left hand a little bit further away from the body, getting this interesting stretch in the forearm and the bicep area as well. Still breathing deep. Collarbones should feel nice and wide as the heart is lifting, shining open. Always this proud chest in your yoga. With your next breath in, bring your chin back through center. Rest your arms, stay for the exhale. We'll set it back up, re-extending the arms off to the sides wide, gently reaching your ear towards the left now, towards the left shoulder. And we're not lifting our shoulders towards our ears. Shoulders are relaxed, just this gentle twist, or not a twist, but a gentle bend or a reach. You can take your right hand off to the side a little bit more. Feel that stretch all the way through the fingertips. Sitting up tall, breathing in. Letting it go. And then bring your chin back through center. Rest your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. Just a little more awareness of your body, of your breath. A little bit of movement we've done so far. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. So good. We're gonna come to our backs, bound angle pose. If you want to support under your thighs when you lay down with blocks, feel free. So soles of feet together, laying on the mat on your back, and you're welcome again to rest with those blocks. And slide it all the way down. And your hands can be off to the side somewhere, shoulders tucked down your back. Or you can rest your left palm on your heart and your right hand on your low abdomen. Just feeling the weight of gravity nuzzle you even closer to the ground. And then feel how the earth cradles you and supports you. And I invite you, if you've been feeling down lately, to just extend your arms wide with palms up. Choose that variation if that feels good. Because when we feel down and low in our energy and our spirits, we tend to, you know, you're feeling down. You literally want to come down to the ground. You want to hunch and curl inside. So even right here, if that speaks to you at all, opening your arms and feeling this exposure of the top half of your body, of your heart, is a form of healing, and it's a gesture of opening. Just about 3 cycles of breath here. You might invite in your Ujjayi pranayama, breathing in and out of your nose. I invite you to hold at the top, holding that nutritious breath in your vessel before you sigh it out. Maybe even slurping in a tiny bit more air at the top of the inhale, at the top of that hold. Finish off about 1 more cycle of breath. When you're ready, friends, start to draw your knees in towards one another and hug them into your chest. So your sitting bones are going to be reaching towards the front of the mat, and you can squeeze in nice and tight, maybe even lifting your chin up towards the knees, a nice squeeze, resting your head back down. Feel free to take those knees wide and start to sway side to side, rocking across your low back. You can point and flex your toes and roll your ankles here. We flare each pinky toe nice and wide. And then squeeze those knees into your chest. Hold onto the right knee and let your left leg go to the mat. Point the toes at the bottom so that your leg is active, and think half happy baby. So you want the knee to come into the ribs while you capture your sole of your foot with maybe one or maybe both of your hands. Shoulders soft into the mat, both hips are grounded here. And just stay in some stillness right here, keeping the left leg active by pointing the toes so the muscles are engaged. And try to get your heel over the knee as you squeeze the knee into your ribs. We're not super opening our hips just yet. We'll get there in just a moment. Then to open our hips a little more, we'll squeeze the heel down towards the thigh bone and take the right knee off to the right side of your mat. So now we're really opening up in the hips. Left leg is still active on the mat. Both shoulders are grounded. Now you can stay just like this for a moment, or if you can reach your foot still, maybe peace fingers around big toe or just grab your foot. Feel free to extend your right foot out and start to stretch your hamstring. Now your foot can rest on the mat or stay hovered somewhere, and only go there if that feels right in your body. Otherwise, keep the leg bent and just squeezing open the inner thighs right here. Nice, everybody. Take that right knee and the left hand. Squeeze your right knee across for a supine twist all the way to the left side. You're going to roll slightly onto the left hip so that you can stack the hips. Try to keep your right shoulder grounded. Now, when you're in this shape, the twist is really unfolding in the shoulders, so I want you to keep your navel to spine here. Keep that core engagement to protect your back. You can look up or past your right shoulder. Think about another cycle of breath. Keep your core tight before we move so that you're protected in your spine. Take your left arm long to the top of your mat. We're gonna roll onto our left side body so your right hand can come and support in front of your chest. As you pivot onto your left side body, extend your right leg all the way to the right, so like you're making a 90-degree angle, and then come onto your belly and think Sphinx Pose with the elbows under the shoulders, actively peeling open in the heart. And both toes are pointing, so you're staying active the whole time in that left leg. Stay active in your right leg now, point the toes. We're really opening up the inner thighs and then opening up your chest into this mild back bend. Just breathe deep, keep your gaze past your nose. But if you'd like a gentle thread of the needle here, You can slide your right palm underneath the left, lower to your right shoulder, and you can either keep your chin on your right bicep, or you can bring your right ear and temple to the mat if that's comfortable. Left hand might stay where it is. You might lengthen it to the top of your mat. You might even take it to your low back. And I just want to remind you to keep pointing your toes. Keep the legs active. Slight squeeze of the glutes. Pressing into your left forearm on an inhale, sweep your right arm back up and over. We're going to slowly transition to our left side, so laying back down onto your left side. Take this very slow. Your right hand can support you. Make your way all the way to your back, plant both feet on the mat. Nice. When you get there, untuck your low back so you can pull your navel to the ground, hug your knees to your chest. Tight ball squeeze. Rest your head back down. Take the knees wide, shimmy side to side. And then half happy baby, capture your left foot, send your right leg long on the mat and point your toes. Try to get your heel lined up over your knee, squeeze your knee into your rib. Sole of foot is flexing and squeezing up to the ground as you actively pull down with your hands. So you've got that active engagement. Shoulders soft in the mat, part your teeth. Yeah, and on your next breath, you're gonna squeeze your heel down towards the hip bone. Take your left knee to the left side. You can use your left arm for support. Your right hand might be on your right hip, keeping both hips grounded. An option to stay here and open with the bent knee, or maybe capture the sole of your foot and extend your left leg long, really starting to get into the first big hamstring stretch of class. Just check in with your balance. We'll want both hips grounded, right toes active, shoulders soft. Then re-bend your knee if you had extended your leg. Take a breath in, and with your right hand, glide your left knee on an exhale for a supine twist to the opposite side of your mat. Look upward to your left. Try to stack the hips and make your core active. Navel to spine. And preparing to move on, we're going to extend the left leg to the right. Bring your right hand above you to the top of your mat and start to shimmy over with two active legs onto your belly. Rise up to the forearms like Sphinx Pose. So elbows are under the shoulders, forearms are parallel. You're actively, energetically peeling back with the arms, the elbows to hips as you open your heart. And just point those toes so you can feel active in the hips, the leg, and you also have support for the low back by keeping the core engaged. If you want to add on a little thread the needle, sweep your left arm to the right side, lower to your left shoulder. Do what you will with that right hand, and either resting your left chin on the bicep, maybe forehead to the ground, or left ear or temple into the mat. Toes are actively reaching away through center to stretch you out. On your next inhale, start to come back into that Sphinx pose with those arms in your chest. We're going to make our way to our right side body and all the way to our back one more time. So right arm elongates to the top, left knee starts to bend as you stack your hips, and then you roll to your back. Just like butter, just like magic. Hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, and point both legs up to the sky. So heels over hips, point your toes, maybe roll your ankles a couple times if you didn't take an opportunity to do so earlier. We're gonna use some core right here. Navel drags down to the earth. Keep your right leg pointing up. Slowly let your left leg hover. So you're gonna extend it, keep the toes pointed. Come as low to a hover as is comfortable without touching the ground and keeping your low back down. So if that happens somewhere, you know, way up here, that is fine. Really listen to your body. Squeeze that left leg back up to meet the right and switch sides. Right leg comes to a hover, really focusing on the core down while you keep your shoulders soft. We'll bring it back up to meet. Just a few more times. So inhale, breath as you lengthen your leg to that hover. And exhale as you go against gravity to pull it back up to meet the other mate. And switch sides. Your hands might be on your hips, they might be off to the side. Just doing something to support you. Nice, slow breaths here, so we're not really going too fast like we're in a sculpt class. Let's do one more each side, or if you need to do 3 more to make sure you've balanced out an equal amount on both sides, go for it. And when you're done, we'll just meet with both toes pointing to the sky. And from here, we're gonna bend the knees. So keep your knees over your hips, parallel your shins with the ground. Bring your palms to the tops, or the bottoms rather, of your quadriceps. So right above your patella, right above your kneecap. And gently pressing the heel of your hand actively into the lower quadricep meat as you squeeze gently the knees back into the hands. Really feel your core light up. And we're not actually doing any active movement yet, we're just filling the core. You can point or flex your toes, whatever helps you. Feel it a little more in the belly, little belly work. As you inhale, we're gonna press the legs to the top of our mat. You're gonna keep them hovered, but just press away. You might not go too far because of our arm reach. And as you exhale, squeeze the knees back against the hands just until they come in line over your hips. And a few times with your breath, go at your own pace. Inhale as you press away. And exhale as you squeeze back. The whole time keeping heels of hands and shin and thighs pressing against one another. And the real feel is when you squeeze back in against the pressure of your own hands, driving your navel right into the earth. Let's do about 2 more. And go for 1 more. We're gonna squeeze your knees to your chest. Yes, nice work everybody. You can cross your ankles. And we're gonna start to rock and roll a few times up to a seat and then coming forward to all fours for that sweet tabletop pose, first one of class. So bring the palms under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Nicely done. And before we do any cat's cows here, we're gonna start to warm up our wrists. So just with the fingertips pointing forward, choose one direction, make some slow circles here. Notice I'm keeping my spine long, I'm not undulating yet. You can sort of send the booty back and then shimmy the shoulders a little bit forward, getting this gentle stretch in the hip flexors. Just choose one direction to go in. And then we'll switch directions. Take your time, so these aren't really fast. We're doing nice slow movement today. And then we'll come to pause on all fours with our limbs all lined up, and bring your fingertips of both hands to face back towards your knees. So this will get your wrists in a different way. Do your circles, choose one direction, keeping the spine long here. We aren't rounding yet into cat-cow. And just notice any sensations. If it feels too strenuous, maybe don't go so far back. Let's go ahead and switch directions of our circles. You can always support yourself a little more by tucking your toes. And about 1 more circle, and then we'll meet with that nice long spine, and we're gonna keep the fingertips facing back and find your cat's cows from here. So inhale to soften your belly. finding that hinge point in your vertebrae, open from there into the heart and the sit bones without a sharp hinge. And then exhale, pull your hip points forward, send your spine to the sky, chin to chest. Move with your breath, inhaling and softening your face, pulling and hugging the shoulders away from ears. And exhaling, still keeping shoulders from ears, but really stretching all the way to the crown. About 2 more times. One more time. And when you come back to tabletop, you can draw your knees together if you'd like. Keep your hands where they are, hug your elbows towards your body, and start to find a seat, hips towards heels, and the heels of your hands will most likely need to peel off the mat just a little bit. This is a gentle, last little stretch for the wrists, so fingertips stay down, just slowly peeling the heels off the mat, heels of your hands. Breathe deep into this, so good for those of you sitting at computers all day, typing away. Then slowly just start to peel all the way to your fingertips until you're done. Then bring your hands into fists at your heart. Interlace your fingers and your thumbs and just roll out your wrists in one direction. Then go in the opposite direction. Then maybe you switch dominant thumb, non-dominant thumb on top rather, and go in one direction. And then in the opposite direction with that non-dominant thumb leading the way. Nice, and then we're just gonna shake it out, just let your wrists get all lubricated in all the ways. Fingertips too. Yes, tabletop, here we come. Take yourself back down. Awesome job, everybody. So tuck your toes, make your way to your first downward facing dog. Find your stance, pedal it out, lift and lower the heels, stretch through your legs. Maybe if it's your first one of the day, you can hear all the cracks and creaks in your joints, creating space, letting go of those natural body gases that live in between the joints and the cartilage fluids. Start to press your heels more towards the mat, pressing into your hands, sending your hips high. Knees can always stay bent. Walk your feet in about 3 inches and take your right palm to your left ankle. So you can keep your left hand where it is. Of course, if it feels more stable for you, bring your left palm more to the middle of your mat. Either way, reach for that right leg anywhere from the heel to the shin or knee. And just start to gently squeeze your body back towards your thighs, maybe even looking under your left shoulder, a little down dog twist. And start to plant your right palm back and take your left palm across to the right leg. And you'll gently bend your left elbow out to the left side as you pull your torso closer to your thighs and start to peek under that window, that picture window of your right armpit. Breathing nice and deep. And plant your left palm back on the mat and walk forward to your first forward fold at the top of your mat space. Bend your knees, rest your torso on your thighs. Maybe take a ragdoll and interlace your palms to your elbow creases. You can find some movement here. Sway side to side. Just nod your head no and yes so that the crown of your head is heavy hanging towards the earth. Softening the neck muscles, stretching the whole back side. Awesome, then release your palms to the ground. And we're gonna roll up nice and slow. So if you want your feet parallel, hips width, or if you wanna bring the big toes to touch, that's fine. Start to roll up, take your time, all the way to the top, shoulders down your back. Nice, we'll sweep our arms all the way up overhead. And backs of hands touch, exhale, bring your palms to your hips. On an inhale, sweep all the way to the top. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep down, around, and up again. Exhale, cactus your arms. Take them wide, flare the fingers, shine that energy, lift your heart just slightly, lift your chin just slightly, yes. Inhale, reach for the sky. And then exhale, interlace your fingers behind your head, elbows wide. Nice, so standing tall, start to press the back of your head into your hands. Maybe you even feel a nice stretch in those armpit bicep muscles and the deltoids. Gently lifting, shining the heart and the chin. Keeping those elbows wide, take a breath in, and when you exhale, we're gonna forward fold, bringing the elbows together like you're squeezing gently against your head, and lower down, bend your knees, rest your torso on your thighs, and just hang here. Hang here so you can feel a gentle stretch in the back of your neck. If you want to straighten your legs, go ahead. One big breath in. On your exhale, release your hands to the mat. So if it's comfortable for you, peace fingers around big toe. If not, it's okay. We're gonna find a peace finger, big toe, halfway lift. So on an inhale, straighten your legs and straighten your heart, straighten your spine. We wanna soften the knees here. And maybe you have that grab, maybe not. Hug your shoulders down your back, slight tuck of your chin. Take a big inhale. And exhale, forward fold again. Pull your torso towards your thighs. And release your feet if you have that grip. Then round up all the way, standing mountain. Next breath in. Arms all the way to the top this time. Big breath in. Touch the backs of your hands. Exhale, touch your thighs. Inhale to the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, cactus your arms wide, lifting that heart. Inhale, reach for the sky, baby, look up. Exhale, bring your interlaced fingers behind your head. Just like before, inhale, lift your heart. Bring your chin up, press the back of your head into your hands. And exhale, round, squeeze, fold. Bend your knees, rest your torso on your thighs. Really feel the stretch in the back of your body, friends. Next breath in, release your hands down. If you liked that big toe peace finger grab, take it. Inhale, halfway lift. Soften your knees, but just feel the stretch in the side body. Feel the stretch in your belly as you try to parallel your torso to the ground. Big inhale. Exhale, fold. Release your hands. If you have a strap, grab your strap. And this time, with the strap, inhale to standing. All the way up. Bring that strap taut overhead. And take your feet wider than your hips. And you can have your feet parallel or point the toes outward just slightly, whatever feels good. Nice taut strap. And we're just gonna flow with our breath, get some shoulder girdle mobility. So inhale, bringing it down, holding it taut. Your biceps are actually working. Rise to the top. Take it to the back. You might only make it here. You might make it all the way down and around. Breathe up. Take it to the front. Go with your breath. Keep that strap taut. That's the challenge. As you keep going with your breath, I want you to focus on pulling your navel to spine so the core is tight, engaged, active. And pressing all four corners of your feet into the ground, you can feel your legs, especially your quads and hamstrings, working to support you as you do this movement. And the next time you get to the top, pause at the top. Take your time to get there. There's no rush. We'll stay here. We'll hang out for a minute. Actively feeling the biceps work as you try to actively pull your strap even wider. You start to add on some side body movement. You can start on either direction. Keep your heart up and proud. You can soften the knees a little bit here if that feels better for your stance. Stretching the side bodies a little more, those ribs, getting the intercostal muscles open. Focus on breath. Do about one more time each side, and then we'll keep the strap above our heads and walk your feet into hips width distance apart. If you prefer, bring your big toes to touch. We're in a nice mountain pose again, and this is all up to you, your yogi stance. Take a big breath in. And to your right, side body stretch, exhale. Press down in both heels. Reach, reach, reach. Still actively pulling the strap away. Your arm muscles are working. Your core is tight. It is fired up as well. Inhale through center to the top. And exhale to your other side. Maybe you look up. Make sure your heart stays proud, chest open. Pull that strap apart. Yes. So good. Inhale to the top. And exhale, forward fold. Keep that strap taut all the way to the bottom. Then you can put your strap down. If you'd like, peace finger grab again for your halfway lift. Interlace your fingers to toes. Inhale, extend your spine. And exhale, high plank. So release your palms and step your feet back. And of course, in any high plank, knees can come down, or you can elevate the knees, pull the belly in. First high plank, a little more core, lots of strength in the arms. Actively spread your fingers wide and imagine drawing the palms together so you can push the earth away and get that sensation. Let's hold for 4, then we'll bring our knees down and lower to the earth in 3, 2, and 1. Lower to your belly. All the way down, untuck your toes. Take your arms long by your sides, fingertips in the ground, hug your shoulders down your back. Chin is on the ground. Exhale out all of your breath. Not an inhale, lift your heart. So like a cobra, but we're using the hands behind us. Squeeze your glutes, lift your knees. One more breath in, lift your heart. And exhale, release. And shimmy your low back. Let go of tension. Shimmy the hips. And we've got about 2 more of these, so we can change it up or keep it the same. This time, inhale, lift your heart, and maybe lift your hands. So those hands are hovering, you've got a little higher lift. Toes can press down, lift the knees. If you want, lift your toes and actively point back like someone's squeezing them long out of your hip socket, stretching you out. Take one more breath and lift up. Exhale, release. Shimmy the hips side to side, or windshield wiper your feet, bend your knees. And we're set up for one more time, friends. Hug your shoulders down your back. And inhale, lift your heart. You can stay in step 1, you can stay in step 2 and lift it all up. Maybe squeeze those shoulders even more behind you. Interlace your fingers, take a bind. If that's accessible, you can always grab your shirt or your pants by your hips as well. Try to lift everything up 1 more inch. Yes, nice. I see you call girls doing it. 1 more breath. Exhale, release. Let your forearms become a pillow for your forehead. Rock your hips side to side or windshield wiper those sweet feet 1 more time. Awesome, friends. Palms plant by your shoulders. Press yourself up to tabletop. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Just pedal it out. Couple breaths. Sweet. So find some stillness and sweep your right leg to the sky. Just reach long through the toes and maybe bend your heel. Find a scorpion dog, open the hips. Let's do 3 hip circles here, 1 direction, and then 3 in the opposite direction. So bend your knee like you're tracing circles with that right hip. After you've done 3, then switch directions. Nice, then find that scorpion dog, take a big breath in. Exhale, knee to arm, just tap it. Scorpion dog, inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, tap your knee to your opposite arm and extend your foot to the top corner of your mat so you're resting the knife edge of your right toes down. Palms stay under your shoulders, back heel stays high on the toes, stretching that right leg. Nice. Squeeze your knee to your chest and then all the way up and back. 3-leg dog, inhale. Exhale, low lunge. And bring your back knee down. Nice. Hug your shoulders down your back. You can use blocks under your palms here. Just let your heart open as you let the hips melt forward. Left hip flexor getting some juicy love. We're gonna plant our left palm under the left shoulder and reach your right arm to the sky here. A little twist for the heart. As you press down, just reaching your torso to the right thigh. And you can stay, or you can rest your right hand on your low back or palm to sacrum, softening your shoulder from ear. Maybe if you want a quad stretch, lift your left knee, or rather lift the foot, bend the knee. And you can capture that foot if it's accessible. Use a strap if it's still in reaching distance and helps. Breathing deep. Last breath in. If you have a quad stretch on your exhale, softly release your foot. Bring your right arm to the sky. Last inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Tuck your back toes. 3-leg dog. Take your right leg to the sky. Downward facing dog. 2 feet to the ground. Nice. Sweep your left leg up and back. Maybe bend it into scorpion dog. Take a moment. And then find your hip circles. Trace a circle with your knee. 3 in one direction, then 3 in the opposite direction. Take your time. These can be big, they can be little. Coming back to scorpion dog, inhale. Exhale, knee to arm. Just gently tap forward, shoulders over hips, or wrists rather. Inhale, scorpion dog. Exhale, knee to opposite arm, tap it and extend your left foot forward towards the top, 45-degree angle of your mat. Left knife edge is on the ground, stretch it out, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, bring your left leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge, back knee to the ground. Nice. Just start to hinge forward in the hips. You can extend the right leg back out of the hip to get the stretch. Shoulders soft down your back. Maybe use blocks under your hands. Maybe rise up. Nice, Karen. Plant your right palm under your right shoulder. Grounded twist. Inhale to lift the left hand up. And exhale to twist your torso deeper towards the left inner thigh. Just reaching, pressing down, and twisting the torso a little deeper. Now you can stay here, or if you want, rest your back palm to your low back or hand to sacrum, the heel of your hand. Maybe you want that quad stretch one more time. Bend your knee, reach back, capture your foot. Stay for a breath in. Without slingshotting your leg on an exhale, gently release the foot down for the quad stretch. Inhale, grounded twist, left palm to the sky again, one more time. Exhale, low lunge, palm down, tuck your back toes, lift your knee. 3-leg dog, sweep your left leg to the sky, breathe in some delicious breath. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal the knees, take what you need. Nice, find a little stillness, sweep your right leg to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, knee to arm. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, knee to opposite arm, extend your leg all the way to the top. Rest the foot. This time, option to lift your left hand up, pivot your left heel down, just stack and lift the hips. Nice, ladies, big breath in. Exhale, plant your left palm under your shoulder, knee to chest, sweep the right leg all the way up and back. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge, step between your palms. This time, rise up, crescent lunge. Slow and steady, you can walk the hands up to your thighs, take your time. Of course, if it feels better in your body, you can keep that back knee down. We will reach the arms up. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart, keep the core tight, shine your chest. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Exhale for an open twist this time to the right, extend through the palms. Back arm might feel better on your sacrum. And we have the option to keep the hips here, hinge forward and tick-tock those hands like you're flying your bird wings, scissor your inner thighs, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Reach like you're still twisting that torso to the side, so reach up, reach down. And if you aren't already, take your back palm to your sacrum or low back or to the left thigh. Inhale, left arm up, exalted warrior. Yep, your left arm's up, you're twisted to the right. Your right back hand is on your left thigh. Yep, right back hand is to the right. Right hand is back on your back thigh. Left hand to the sky. Yes, you've got it. Squeeze your inner thighs, get a little taller, breathe. And twist a little deeper, exhale. Nice, everybody. Unwind, inhale, crescent lunge, reach up. Just kind of coming back through clean slate. And then warrior two to the left, open up. Settle in, extend. Yeah, nice job. Flip your front palm to the sky. Inhale, reverse your warrior, peaceful warrior, stretching those ribs, side body. Reach through your little finger. And here's kind of a different change. We're going all the way to Prasarita, so big inhale. As you exhale, we're gonna sweep to the front and then kind of round down and bring the right toe forward. So you're facing the left edge of your mat. You can kind of pigeon toe in, the toes and the heels out. You can use blocks here if you'd like, under your forehead or forearms even. You have the option to add on anything. Maybe you take those ragdoll variation with palms into elbow creases. Maybe you bring your hands to your ankles. Just fold and hang. Challenge yourself to shift the weight into the balls of your feet while you keep your heels glued. And try to fold just a little deeper, nodding your head no and yes. Nice. And plant your palms under your shoulders. Find a halfway lift. Nice long spine. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your mat. So right toes face forward. Step it back to downward facing dog. Awesome. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee taps arm. Left leg to the sky, breath in. Exhale, knee taps opposite arm. Extend your left leg, left little toe to the mat. Reach your right arm to the sky, pivot your right heel down towards the middle of your mat. Little hip lift, stack and lift. Squeeze the underside body, open your heart, breathe in. Exhale, plant your palm, knee to chest. Inhale, three-leg dog. And exhale, low lunge, step to the top of your mat. Slow and steady, crescent lunge. Make your way there. Back heel high on the toes. Your knee might be bent to the mat, might be bent somewhere. It might be reaching and extending to the back wall. Big breath in. Exhale, open twist to your left. Extend through the arms. All the options are there with hand placement. We're gonna start to reach forward through the front palm, tick-tock the hands. So your left palm is up, your right palm is down. You can always rest on the forearm, but we're twisting to that left inner thigh. You can use blocks if that feels better. Really pressing through that left front foot. Lift your right heel to pull the right hip forward in line with your left. Nice. Bring your top left hand to your low back or to the right thigh. Inhale, sweep your right arm up. So you've got exalted warrior, stretching the right side body, twisting gently to the left. Couple deep breaths. Shoulders soften from your ears. Last big inhale. And twist a little deeper, exhale. Unwind, crescent lunge, two palms up. Open up, warrior two. Might need to adjust your stance, heel to arch alignment, something like that. Flip your front palm up, inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand sweeps up and over. Nice stretch. Maybe reach the pinky fingers over behind you just a little bit more, or to that right side rather. Big inhale. And exhale, graceful Prasarita. Sweep both palms to the left, kind of circular slow motion all the way down, pivoting your left toes forward. Maybe pigeon toes, slightly heel in, toes out. Or rather, reverse toes and heels out. Maybe you take more of the down dog variation in this shape with your arms and just reach them forward about shoulder width apart and stretch the body. And if you choose this, just like in down dog, your gaze would be about the middle of that space between hands and feet. Nice, and then start to walk your palms under your shoulders wherever you're at for that halfway lift. Big breath in. We're just gonna fold in half with the exhale, go a little bit deeper than you've maybe gone yet today with your Prasarita. Nice, and then on an inhale, we're gonna come all the way up to standing this time. So you can have hands on hips, you can tee them out wide, keep your spine long, no rounding as you rise to the top. And then horse pose or goddess, heels in, toes out. You can find some cactus arms right here. A little bit of strength for the inner thighs, the glutes. Really press the feet down, knees in the same direction as toes, and imagine hugging your knees wide behind you. Squeeze them open. Nice, let's pulse up and down just a little bit. Take it slow. Turning on that gentle yoga brain, not the sculpt brain. Keep your spine so tall and erect. You're working like on the length of the spine and the paraspinals, just riding straight up and down. Squeeze your elbows behind you a little bit more. Keep that heart open, nice. Belly is pulled in, so we're not popping booty here. Take it for 4, 3, stay low in 2, and hold it low on 1. Bring your hands to your thighs. The thumbs are on the inner thigh, the fingertips are in the back, shoulders down your back, gently press into those thighs. So now your spine is kind of more hinged forward, but it's staying long. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, look to the left side, bring your right shoulder head forward. Little twist. And on your next inhale, come through center, reset. Exhale, look to the right, left shoulder head pulls forward. Breathing deep, squeezing the legs behind you. And on an inhale, come through center. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Nice. 5-pointed star, rise up, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Stay right here, breathe it in. And low lunge when you exhale, palms down. 3-leg dog, take the left leg to the sky. And exhale, down dog. Nice work today. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, half pigeon, right knee to the outer right wrist. Extend your left leg to the mat. So you can settle in on both hips. If you need to put a block under the right hip, fine. Notice if you're distributing weight to only the right hip. We want to distribute it to both. You can stay upright. You can fold down to blocks or arms, whatever you need to do. And if you know this isn't working for you and your body, feel free to bring the left leg forward. You can take right ankle crossed over left thigh, either seated or all the way on your back for a supine figure 4. See if you can come back to your breath, just like the very beginning of class. When you inhale, breathing into the belly, and then the side body, the ribs expanding, and then into the chest. And then exhaling in the opposite direction, chest, side bodies, and belly. And just one more cycle of breath here. Using your next inhale to rise back up to your palms. And you can tuck your back toes, lift your knee. We'll find a three-leg dog to shake it out. If you're seated or on your back, you feel free to join us in a down dog and shake it out, or you can go ahead and switch sides. We'll place the right foot down and lift your left leg up. Big breath. Left knee to outer left wrist. Lower your right knee, extend your right leg back behind you, straight out of that hip socket. Support under your left hip with a block if you need. Distribute the weight equally, open the heart, and then option to fold if that's where you want to go. Otherwise, seated or on your back, left ankle over right thigh. Come back to your rhythm of breath. Maybe adding on that little pause at the top of the inhale. About one more cycle of breath. And on your next inhale, rise up to your palms, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Three-leg dog to shake it out. And if you're already seated or on your back, we are all going to be seated. So make your way to seated if you're there. Otherwise, left leg to the ground. Soften your knees. Look at the top of your mat from down dog. And walk forward between your hands, come to a seat all the way to the mat. And we're going to Pashimotonasana, seated forward fold. If you would like to use a strap, go ahead and grab that strap. As we're extending the heels right out of the hips. So you might have feet together, they might be hips width distance apart, whatever's comfortable for you. Flex your toes up. And I want this one to be a little bit more about the low back. We'll always get some hamstring out of it, right? But about the low back, so you're gonna have your knees slightly bent here, spine long as you breathe in. Then you can start to fold with your exhale, but instead of the heart to toes like we normally do in Vinyasa, just think heart to knees. So we're getting it more in the low back here. And if you want more of the hamstring, just really straighten those legs, flex those toes, but I encourage you to actively squeeze the femur bone muscles onto the bone to protect from overstretching. Just keeping the spine long, the belly pulling in to have engagement of the core as well as more support for the spine. And just reaching forward through the heart. One more full round of breath. And then on your next inhale, start to come back up. You can place the strap off to the side. You're gonna find a wide leg forward fold from here. It's extending the legs out wide. They might be more, 45. They might be closer to an open wingspan, wherever you're at. We want the toes flexed. The thigh bones, knees, and toes to stay towards the sky. And you can stay upright. Feel free to use blocks if you'd like to fold forward. Keeping the sitting bones grounded is our goal as we stretch through the legs. Really into the inner thighs here. One more cycle of breath. Keep flexing your toes. On your next inhale, walking your spine back upright. You can draw your legs together in front of you and lower to your back. Take it all the way down. Plant your feet hips width distance apart. We've got one bridge to stretch the back just a little bit more. Hands walk down by your sides, palms face into the mat, shoulders tucked down your back. Press through your feet, keep your knees in line with your hip points, and lift your hips up with a breath in. Maybe walk your shoulders down a little bit more. If it feels good, interlace your fingers, take a bind, press your forearms into the mat. Start to peel your heart open a little bit more. Keep your chin tucked, though not squeezing onto your chest. And stretch the back of your neck while maintaining the natural curvature of your cervical spine. Press through all 10 toes, lift your hips, lift your heart. Imagine lengthening your tailbone to the backs of your knees. And one more breath in. Releasing any binds and slowly exhaling the breath out as you lower and round up, back, mid back, low back. And Supta Baddha Konasana one more time. Soles of feet together, knees wide. And if you need that extra support, that extra love, if you've been really down, I invite you to spread your wings open wide, palms to the sky. Feel your heart opening, softening the edges, giving yourself space to feel vulnerable. Friends, you're welcome to stay in this shape for your Shavasana. If you want to choose a more traditional Shavasana, just feel free to extend your legs long in front of you. Hips width distance or wider. You can keep the same arm placement you have or switch it up, anything that feels right. So unhinge your jaw and soften your brow. Just a last reminder to check in with your habits, your thoughts, your patterns. Being the creatures of habit we are, it's easy to find ourselves so familiar with certain things that we overlook them. We overlook the potency that the messages we possibly are sending to ourselves or others are sending to us carry. Maybe you compare these habits to kind of that textbook comfort zone, those 3 circles of whatever, comfort zone, panic zone. What was the first one, like safe zone or something? There's educators in the room, I'm sure you can tell me after. So when we come into that comfort zone, that's where learning can happen. That's where our awareness is greatest. We want to not push ourselves beyond into that panic zone. So stay in that comfort zone, steer for the comfort zone, but that means not overlooking the things that are just so habited into our lives. And I can leave you in Shavasana today, so if you'd like to stay there, please do. And if you want a more traditional coming to a seat, then I'm here for that as well. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your wrists and ankles. Take that big good morning stretch if you're ready to move on and out. Just lengthen the body. And knees might come into your chest when you're ready. You might squeeze them in, maybe roll to your right side. And use your bicep as a pillow. Enjoy this position. Very comforting and familiar to our bodies. The first shape we ever did in our lives when we were in our mother's womb. And with the eyes heavy, if you're choosing to come upright to a seat, support yourself with both of your hands. Make your way there casually, comfortably. And just making sure you can feel those sit bones on the ground. Maybe shimmy forward and back, side to side. Feel and find your pelvic floor one more time. And bow your chin into your chest. Welcome to draw hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, with thumbs at the sternum. It's from this place of the heart where I am deeply honored to be here amongst all of you and that you're choosing to share part of your day here with me. I bring my hands up to my third eye space of light and intuition, also getting deep into the chakras, the pineal gland back there, making the shining of light happen, aiding in our sleep and thus something greater. So I bow down to you. With so much gratitude. Thank you. Namaste.